Okay. Everything is all set up, I think. Okay. Because this incense is really getting to my mind, body, and soul, girl. I need to buy a new incense holder, bitch. Okay, let me see. Okay, go live. Everything is just situated. I'm recording here. Maximize my screen. Grab this link for the boys and girls. Did I grab it? Let me do it again. And voila. Bon appetit. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a good episode, girl. I feel it in my bones. Feel it in my spirit. Okay, publish. Let me make sure everything is where it needs to be. All right. And let have. Okay. Oh, shit. Hey, baby, how are you? Yeah, okay. Damn, y'all be moving fast. But you know what? I keep forgetting that y'all are connected to this account. So when I go live, even before I send it to Patreon, you guys get the notification. I keep forgetting about that. Hey, Ash, the children are on time. Hello? Girl, did I find the sweet spot? The children are just pouring through. We have Ashley, we have Darby, Adrian, Jamel, April. Like, the children are here. Ronzi's in the house. Eugene's in the house. Like, sublime and on time. I don't think they heard us. Don Sublime. Don Sublime. Don Sublime. The delivery is sublime and on time. Okay. So let's let have. How are you? Harvey's in the house. Brianna's in the house. The children are definitely in the house. Are y'all ready to collect this plate, what I have prepared for you? First of all, hey Zoe baby, how you doing, my love? Michael, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. So, okay, you're going to have to be back in 20 minutes. Okay, well, go do what you guys do, baby. I know y'all be working and, moving and shaking, placing calls, no small talk. I know you guys are doing what you got to do. So, if you're able to make the show, make the show. If not, of course, it's being recorded for you. So, first of all, I'm really looking forward to this show because the last code episode that I posted and then the last table read that I posted, I'm completely and totally enthralled. I'm fascinated by the topic. And, hey, Rob, baby, how you doing, my love? And I am definitely, you better come through, birthday girl. I see you, Brianna. I see you. Yeah, I know that's right. Okay, so the last table read and the last code episode, I'm very interested in continuing that debate live. And so it doesn't have to take up the entire show, but it's a conversation that I think, it was a little bit more difficult for me having the conversation through text on Patreon because girl, my fingers start to hurt after so long, girl, doing all that typing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, you better come through and wish our family member happy birthday, yes. So I would just like to continue the conversation and let's just have a debate. I want y'all to question me. I want to question y'all. You said, girl, you know what? I watched that documentary again with my partner and I'm still not sold on whether or not it's real. I don't believe that it's real. I mean, I know that I feel like it's supposed to be real, but I feel like there's something more to it. By the way, that's incense in the background. I don't know if you guys I think it's picking up. So that's what you're saying. Hey, Quinn, baby, how are you? Yeah, I believe in my spirit, something in my spirit tells me that's, for whatever reason, I feel like that's not real. Something in my spirit is just telling me it's not real. It's not because I'm trying to be funny, but I just kind of feel like, to me, it doesn't feel real. It just doesn't feel real to me. But my partner seems to believe that it's real. He feels like, no, girl, this shit feels real to me. It don't feel real to me. So that's all I can go by is how it feels to me. To me, it feels like they found these girls that, bitch, wanted to be on TV and was like, okay, here's what we're doing. And then I think they went along with it. But to me, I just feel like something like that, wouldn't we have heard about that by now? And then when I went on Google and tried to search it, it was very minimal. Where, even if you didn't know about it at first, seems like after you Google it, there should be some type of legitimate information about it. I didn't see a website where I could buy, if I wanted to buy one of those outfits, where can I buy the outfit? I don't see the website. Did y'all? Maybe they threw one up, but I don't see it. When I went there, I didn't see it. because I wanted to see if this was a legitimate thing. And when I did some additional research, bitch, where's all the girls on YouTube that are talking about this? Like, I feel like there's no conversation that you can have that some bitch on YouTube is not already talking about. Meaning, okay, even if you didn't know about the rubber dolling community, seems like once you were put up on game, if you searched it in the search engine, seemed like just because you didn't know about it doesn't mean it didn't exist. So even if I didn't know about it, seemed like once I Google it, a whole bunch of shit should come up, even though I didn't know about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? You said, I forgot to tell you. Hold on, let me see. Oh my God, Quaddy, I forgot to tell you. So I brought up the whole science conversation with my old high school teacher, and she was gagging. Girl, she couldn't take. But see what it is, Ron. Okay, so, oh my God, I'm so excited for this conversation. I really am. And I want all the girls, because let me be very clear. I want to preface this conversation by starting with this. I don't claim to know that the earth is particularly flat. I'm just simply saying that we don't necessarily know if the bitch is round either. And so for me, I think that we need to investigate the shit more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't think it's flat. I don't think it's a box. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, I think there may be more to the conversation than what we are being led to believe. That's all I'm saying. Went to the gym. Well, of course, April, because you want to know why. Let me tell you why it goes to the left. Think about going to a Christian and telling them why Jesus doesn't exist. Just think about that for a second. I need you to really think about what I'm saying. Think about going to a Muslim. Think about going to a Jew and saying Moses don't exist, Muhammad don't exist, and think about the reaction you would get. Of course, the girls are going to be upset when you're questioning or making them question their ideology or their belief system. I get it. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I get it. I don't particularly agree. I think that, first of all, let scientists tell it. That should be the one thing where you should be able to question it. Because scientists are constantly questioning shit. So I don't see why people become so offended when you start to question the status quo. So what they really mean to say is we won't allow you to question us on shit that we haven't already told you is a fact. So if you are questioning some shit that we already have established is a fact, then we will take the conversation from center field to the left. And I think the girls just can't take. Hold on a second. Exactly. Then I'm like, okay, so we should listen hold on a second. Exactly. Then I'm like, okay, so we should listen to you to your educational guest because you're a scientist. So, yeah, right. So, hold on. Let me get, Donald, I'm going to answer your questions today because, girls, you be hitting me up. Like, when you come to me, Miss Thing, girl, it's always at, like, a bad time. Like, I'm out the door, and then by the time I get back, I forgot the conversation. Like, you know, with me, it kind of got to be right in the moment because I won't remember. Which, that's something I got to work on, but it just is what it is. So, we're going to answer the questions that you have today, because I feel like I went through that email and you had like 8 questions for me, girl. You came through like Diane Sawyer. So, you know, it's one of them things where it's like I kind of got to be right there in the moment, ready to do it. Hey, Jane, you better come through. You made it to the show. Cogs is in the house. All the children are in the house. But anyway, okay, so let's get back. Let me go back. Let me read April's comment, and then we'll continue on with the conversation. Let me see. She says, "I just feel the point of the whole situation is don't believe what you're being told." Yeah. Let me see. I actually was talking to my husband about it, and he had a lot of questions for me that I don't have an answer for. Makes you realize but you see what I'm saying, Brianna? Okay, let's hop into it. First of all, this is family. This is family. So this conversation is gonna revolve or evolve rather. She's gonna go from the right to the left to center field. She's gonna be all over the place, but this is family, and I want us to understand that we're here to have this debate, get our life, and at the end, you may agree, you may disagree. All I want you to do is just question. That's all I want you to do. I don't want you to necessarily believe that the earth is particularly flat. I don't want you to believe that it's a globe. I just want you to open your mind to the possibility that maybe we don't know. Because that's, to me, if I've gotten anything else out of this conversation, is that we really don't know. So let's hop into this conversation right quick and let's proceed. So, bitch, I've been like real heavy into this. I call it flat earth because that's what they call it. But I've been into this whole idea of maybe what we've been taught is not what it is for the last, at this point, a week? I don't know. But it's so crazy to me how a month ago when I would see Neil deGrasse Tyson, when I saw Neil, I was like, oh, I love hearing him talk. Even though I did feel like some of the shit he was saying, I really did not understand. Actually, the overwhelming majority of the shit he was talking about, I did not understand. But because he was so eloquent, he was entertaining, he is very colorful in how he tells his stories, he's engaging. Even if you don't know what he's talking about, you want to listen to him talk. That's kind of the way he comes across, right? So a month ago, that's how I felt. Now all of a sudden, Darby, please look into it. I'm telling you, baby. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not saying, we're not saying it's flat. I'm just saying maybe it's not how they're saying it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. So, but now when I listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson, I be feeling like, nigga, you lying. Like, everything he say to me be sounding like a lie. Because now that I have taken off my rose-colored glasses and I'm really listening to him talk, the way he talks is the way a liar would be talking. Like, you ever listen to a person who lies and you know they're lying? The way that their eyes be doing, the way that their vocal patterns are. Like, now that I actually am not assuming, hey, Stefan, baby, how you doing, my love? But my point is, now when I listen to him talk, I be picking up on shit. Especially when I hit this blunt, I be like, wait a minute. So the nigga don't know what gravity is exactly, but somehow every principle that he believes in is built off the premise and the idea that gravity is real. But if you believe it's real, as a scientist, shouldn't you be able to prove that it's real? Shouldn't you be able to do experiments where it illustrates why it's real and there's no question in place that can disrupt this idea? Shouldn't you be able to do that? But instead, when you listen to him talk, if you really listen to him talk, it's a bunch of shit that he's throwing in there so gravity, the gravitational pull, bends time and space. First of all, bitch, time and space is not a real thing. Now let me explain to you what I mean by when I say time and space. Space is debatable because we don't, okay, how do I want to say this? I know what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to get it out of my head. Okay, so if you go into a pool, right? What is that? Oh, I'm in water. I'm in a body of water, right? Okay. If you were to empty that pool out, then what are you in? You're still in a pool. It's just an empty fucking pool. But there's still something there. There's air in there. You get what I'm saying? So there's always something there. What the fuck is in space? There's nothing. How can something... Their whole conversation to me doesn't exist because how can something exist in nothing? Do you see where I'm going with that? How can something exist in nothing? How? Like, I'm just asking the question. Like, if you're saying that in outer space there's no air, it's just nothing. So the things that you see are existing within this vacuum of nothing. But how can things exist in nothing? Because how did they get there? If it's, hey Tony, how you doing, my love? If what you're saying is that there was a big bang, how was there a bang if the area in which the bang happened is nothingness? How did nothing turn into something? I don't know how to describe it. I know what I'm thinking. Maybe it's not coming out the right way. You said space is supposed to, for some reason I'm not understanding that sentence. Space is supposed to infinite too? I think I'm confused about. Either I read that wrong or I'm not understanding it. Let me see. I didn't come here for a crisis. A crisis? I don't understand. The idea of nothing is actually something. Now, can you expand on that point when you say the idea of nothing is actually something, my love? Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Hey Tony, how you doing, my love? By the way, can you guys hear and see me clearly and all that good jazz? I think he meant space is supposed to be infinite. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. For some reason I was reading that wrong. I'm like, wait, what? I'm confused. Okay. Because you can hear me. Okay, great. But here's my thing. Let me be very clear. People say, I think somebody said on Patreon, they said something like, and let me be clear again. See, this is how these girls try to hang you up. They're like, oh, if you think the earth is flat, bitch, I'm not saying that it's flat. I'm saying we don't know. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But when you go onto the blogs or to the videos where people are talking about it, then everybody in the comments are like, if the earth is flat, Bitch, that's how they get you. No, here's the difference. The girls that are questioning are simply questioning. They're not saying it's a triangle. They're not saying it's a box. They're not saying that it's a sphere. They're saying it doesn't, some of the shit that they're telling you doesn't add up. And when you listen to the people like to diminish it because, oh, you heard it off of YouTube. Oh, this is just a bitch living at his mom's house. So what? Again, let's go back to the WikiLeaks. To me, what the girls are doing with this so-called flat earth conversation is the same shit that the Democrats tried to do with WikiLeaks. So fucking what? Who presented the information? If the shit is making sense, it's making sense. Who cares where it came from? So if it didn't come from NASA, all of a sudden it's illegitimate. I don't understand that conversation. I don't care about all that. Because when I'm watching this YouTube video and this bitch is showing me videos, okay? Videos that I can see with my own eye of real footage of a boat being, back in the day, they used to, when they would try to explain to you why the globe was round. See, this is the reason how they don't know everything. Because just think, before we thought the earth was round, we thought it was flat, right? Don't you think during the time that we thought it was flat, that the people who were saying it was flat were the smartest people of that time? So what's the difference? Just because the smartest people are saying some shit, don't mean that they can't be wrong. If all those other girls were wrong all those years ago, that were like the so-called geniuses of their time, why can't the geniuses of our time be wrong? Why is it like, oh no, there's no way. Like, why are we like in this situation to where, hey, my love, how you doing, Kardashian? But why are we in the logic of our scientists always have to be right? They're not right. Because from one moment to the next, they're in disagreement on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my love, how you doing? Yes, you want to come through Hawaii? Come through. But, yeah, so anyway, let me get back onto my point. So all I'm saying is when you have the video, I don't care if it's coming from this person or that person, but when you have the video of the boat that you can't see, and then this bitch starts zooming 50 miles over the ocean, or however far away it was, and then there the boat is. You can see the boat. So it's not like it didn't go over no hump. It didn't go over a hump. Because if it had gone over the hump, the way that they're claiming it went over the hump, then when you zoom in, you still shouldn't be able to see it if it's over the fucking hump. I mean, you just think. If you're at a certain point on a hill, just think about a hill. If you're on a hill, okay, or at an angle, and there's a person that's walking away from you, once they get to a certain point on that hill, it don't matter if you pull out binoculars or a telescope, you're not going to see them because they've gone over the hill. And so the hill is going to disrupt your view. It's going to be in the way of the person because the person is on the other side. So what I'm saying is, but let them tell it, the boat, the reason you can't see it is because it went over a hill. But see, that was before the girls started getting cameras and telescopes that they own themselves to where they can conduct the experiment themselves, because you have to think. It's like a TV. There was a certain point where TVs and computers, only rich people had them. But now everybody has them. So there was a point where telescopes and all that shit were only for like rich people. Or like people who were like being sponsored. Now anybody can do these experiments. So what I'm saying is when an average person is showing you, well, bitch, they were wrong. They said it was over the hump, but it's not over the hump because, bitch, I'm zooming in and there she is. I saw the video. I saw it for myself. So to me, it's like, how are you going to argue that point when you just saw the footage for yourself? If she had gone over the hump like these scientists were telling you that she had gone over, regardless of whether you zoomed in 50 miles to 100 miles, all you should be looking at is water and sky. You shouldn't be able to see this bitch from top to bottom. How is he able? How can they explain? I need somebody to explain that to me. But Neil deGrasse is not going to explain that. She's not going to explain that. You know what I'm saying? You said, I heard that the atmosphere bends light. But see, what does that even mean? Can you explain to me what that means? See, I feel like shit like that is what they tell you to make their shit make sense. Because when a person tells me that, what does that mean? What does that even mean? The atmosphere bends light. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we're looking at a mirror? Like, what does that mean exactly? You know what I'm saying? And is there a way for us to conclude or to conduct some type of experiment to where we can see what they're telling us? That's what I'm saying. You said this may be dumb, but shouldn't you be able to see a curve on the earth, especially if you're in a plane? I mean, you would think so, but then they'll explain that too. But see, here's my thing. In the footage that I have seen, it's the horizon is straight, even when they're in the air. So I don't understand it. Like I said, I'm not saying that the scientists are wrong or that they're right. I'm just saying, why is it wrong to question? And if you go on YouTube, hey baby, and if you go on YouTube and look at the comments, the girls will be like, oh my God, I'm, these, y'all are some fucking retards. Like, look at how angry they get over a debate, over a question. That's weird to me, that people get so, all the shit that you can sit there and talk about, but when it comes to this, all of a sudden you're like so angry. Why? Because to me, either way, what difference does it matter? If it's round, okay. If it's flat, okay. Why are you mad about it? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What if gravity works where the core of the earth pulls everything towards the center, and that's why everything on earth stays? Now, okay. To me, James, let me piggyback off what you just said. To me, I feel like that, to me, is the scientific, the way that they would explain it, because I feel like I've heard that before. Oh, gravity works because the molten core brings everything to the surface, or holds everything to the earth, right? Okay. Here's why, to me, that don't make no damn sense. If that were true, how are butterflies able to fly? How are birds able to fly? How come planes are able to fly? Why, it's like, to me, I feel like they pick and choose when gravity makes sense. So on one hand, gravity is strong enough to hold trillions of gallons of water to the surface, but yet it's weak enough, it's so weak that it can't pull dust. Like, just look around. Like, right now, you see this smoke, right? You see this smoke is in my house. You see it flying across the camera. Why is the smoke going up instead of down? Shouldn't it be going down? Shouldn't it be going down instead of up? If gravity pulls everything down to the ground, shouldn't it be going down instead of up? Why does anything go up? How am I able to hold my hand like this? But that's what I'm saying, Tony, but that's the answer. What you're saying is the answer, and to me, that don't have nothing to do with gravity. It has everything to do with, if a situation is more dense and it's heavier, girl, it's gonna go down, and then if it's light, it's gonna go up. That has nothing, that to me is not about gravity, though. That's just about, if it's heavy, it goes down, if it's light, it goes up. Because by that same example, how do you think a 300,000 ton cruise liner, how do you think that's able to sail across the ocean? Something that heavy, why do you think it's able to float across water? Because the ocean is more dense than that big ass boat. So that's the reason why it doesn't sink to the bottom. But let's just say the Titanic, for example. Okay, what happened when all the water got inside of the ship? Now the ship is being pulled down by the density of the water. You see what I'm saying? As long as you can stay above, as long as you can prevent the water from getting on the inside, because the only thing that's keeping you afloat is the fact that you are lighter than the water. You see what I'm saying? Granted, I may not be Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I'm not throwing a bunch of scientific terms at you. I'm just pointing out what we all can see and what we all know. We all know that boats float on top of water. How heavy do you think the Titanic was? How heavy do you think that was? What do you think, if gravity were a real thing, how does that boat work? And then they'll explain, oh, well, this, that, and the fourth. They'll give you all these terms. But no, bitch, I'm sorry. Because to me, something that is as strong as you're claiming it is, there should be no way for me to put a 300,000 ton boat on the ocean and for it to float. How does it float? With so much ease. How is a plane able to take off? Now, again, like I told you, they'll explain, oh, well, the velocity, the this, that, and the fourth, so forth and so on. But my point is, again, if gravity is as strong as you claim it is, because even if you were to explain an airplane, okay, so how are mosquitoes able to fly? How are butterflies able to fly? Like, it's like, You said the boat weighs less. But no, but Tony, that's the point that I'm making. We're literally saying the same thing. I'm saying the reason why the boat floats is because it's lighter. So when things are lighter, they go up. When things are heavier, they go down. So we literally are saying the same thing. I think I don't know. Then again, I don't know what the disconnect is because we're literally saying the same thing. What I'm saying is, if you put helium in a balloon, it goes up because it's lighter than the environment around it. If you put water in the balloon, it goes down because it's heavier than the environment around it. That's not gravity. That's not gravity. That's because to me, if it were gravity, nothing would be able to move, period. Like, okay, so the earth is spinning around at 1,000 miles per hour, plus it's following the sun that's going, 100,000 miles per hour, plus the sun is traveling through the universe at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, to me, Something that's that strong to keep everything intact while it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour shouldn't allot for anything to be able to move. Like, okay, so it's holding the water, but it chooses to let us walk around. Like, we can jump up and down and dance without feeling like, oh my God, I'm being like sucked to the ground. Oh my God, I can't move. That to me is how gravity should be. To me, that's how gravity should operate. The way that they describe it to me doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like everything you do should be so belabored. Like, it should be like, oh my God, getting to the sink is so hard because I'm being sucked to the ground constantly. That's how it should be to me. It shouldn't be like, oh bitch, I'm dancing, I'm here, like, it shouldn't be all of that. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got some instance going, baby. You didn't hear me say that? Maybe I didn't say it. I thought I did. Yeah, I got some instance going, baby. You said, but birds and butterflies don't just float. They have bodies designed to. But see, again, but Jamel, here's my point. That to me, again, doesn't answer what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is, regardless of how the body is designed, shouldn't gravity pull them straight out of the sky? That's what I'm saying. But the reason why it doesn't is because, to me, I feel like it's not about, I don't believe there's a literal force that's sucking everything to the ground. I think it has everything to do with, okay, this is lighter, this is heavier. If it's lighter than the environment around it, it will float. It's the same reason why we can't fly. Right now, if I wanted to fly without using an airplane or some type of aviation, I couldn't do it, right? Why? Because I'm heavier than the environment that I live in. But if I went into a pool, I could literally fly through the pool. We call it swimming, but for the purposes of the conversation, I could literally glide on top of that water. I could stay on top of that water. I wouldn't be at the bottom of it. Why is that? Because I am lighter than that water. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I am lighter. So, okay, with the butterfly, although they may not be per se, lighter than the environment, with those wings, bitch, they're able to make themselves lighter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're able to catch enough wind to be lighter. But you have birds with wings that can't fly. You wanna know why, bitch? Because you're too heavy. That's why. That's why, bitch. If that body were a little bit smaller, girl, you might be able to take flight. You know what I'm saying? But a big-ass bird with wings is not gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, a big-ass bird with wings is not gonna fly. The wings gotta be bigger. The wings gotta be bigger than the fucking body. Or at least the equal size for you to really fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have no big ass ostrich with them little ass wings taking flight. Now just think if that same bird had like wings that were the size of my apartment. Well, not about the size of my apartment, that was an exaggeration. But let's just say an ostrich had way bigger wings. Then that same bird that don't fly today will be able to fly tomorrow. Because they're able to make themselves lighter than the environment by whatever they're doing, catching enough air, whatever, and they're being lifted by the air. But what I'm saying is, in my mind, you guys, when I think about gravity, and then I want to read some of the comments, see what your guys' rebuttals are. When I think about gravity, the way they explain it is gravity is what makes everything stick to the earth. But the only thing is, it doesn't make everything stick to the earth. Because every day you look outside, you see things that are not stuck to the earth. You yourself are not stuck to the earth. And like I told you, to me, if it were real, I feel like I would be like, oh my God, I can barely move. Like, you ever see those movies where people are in those laboratories where, I'm trying to think of the name of the movie I'm thinking about. I can't even think of it right now. But in any case, where you're in like a room and then they drop the pressure or some shit that they do, and then all of a sudden you feel like you can barely move because it made you so heavy to where you can barely move. That to me is how gravity should work. I think that that's how it should be. How is it that I can move and talk and all of this, but yet you telling me that there's a force so strong on this planet that I should be like, that's the reason why I'm not flying into outer space? Like, girl. Okay, but let me read the comments. Okay, let me scroll up. Let me see. So Tony says, I believe there is gravity, but it's not strong enough to make us uncomfortable for us to live in our environment. Okay. Let me see. But you have to factor in aerodynamics. Okay, so we'll get back to that in a second. But see, at this point, I just leave it all this stuff exists because our creators designed it that way, and it is too complicated for us to try to figure it all out. Okay. Sassy says she sees my point. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so Donald's talking about Facebook. You see, I think the way science is explained to us in school is so watered down, and it leaves us with more questions than understanding. Okay, I agree. But let me see. But when you jump, you can only jump so far before you drop back down. But okay, so Asia, let me get how you doing, my love? I don't know if I welcomed you to the show. Welcome back to the show, my love. Okay. So let me address what your thing. Okay, so you say when you jump, you can only jump so high before you come back down, right? Okay. I'll put it like this. Let me put it like this. If I have two examples. I'm going to start with the first one and then I'm going to go to the second one, okay? So, let me first make sure that we all agree on one thing. Do we all agree that gravity is a force that pulls things to the earth? Do we agree with that? Before we continue with the debate, do we agree with that? Just so I know where I'm working from. Okay. And then Ayo, I'm gonna get to you. Copy and paste what you just said, so if I forget, because I actually want to address what you just said. Okay. So it pulls things to, as he said, like the core of the earth, the center of the earth, whatever. Okay. So we agree with that. Now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. If I asked you to pull a weight of 100 pounds, would you think would you have to put some effort into that? You would, right? If I asked you to pull a weight, a car, something like that, it'd take a lot of work for you to push the car, right? It'd take a lot of work for you to pull the car. It would be difficult for you to do that, correct? Okay. Now this is what I thought of last night after I hit this blunt, girl. So work with me. Okay. So you just agreed with me that it would take a lot for you to push and pull the car, correct? Okay. I sure did, Harvey. You know what? No, because I wanted to make it an extreme example. I don't know why I went to a 100-pound weight. I should have made it more extreme. So that's why I went from 100 pounds to a car. But follow where I'm going. But pulling and pushing a car would take a lot of work. Now, if I asked you to pick up a book, would that be difficult or would that be easy for you? If I asked you to pick up a cotton ball, better yet, would that be easy or difficult? If I asked you to lift a cotton ball or pull a cotton ball down? See, I'm asking the question first before I make my point. What do you think? It would be easy, right? It would be easy, right? Okay. Okay. And see, but Jamel, but that we ain't that deep yet. We're gonna get there, but we ain't there yet. But so hold on. So it will be easier. Like, okay, for the average. Okay, well, obviously, but let's just. Okay, so we're all in agreement that pulling and pushing a car manually is difficult. Pulling and pushing a cotton ball would be relatively easy, right? Okay. So here's my question. Going back to gravity. Why is it easier for gravity to pull the heaviest of objects, but then again, when it comes to dust somehow gets away? How? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't gravity work harder to pull the heavier things, and it should be easier for the lighter things to be attracted since they're light? Why do people always will explain, oh, well, no, it's because this, that, and the fourth. But no, that's not why. Because, girl, at the end of the day, you just agreed that it's more difficult to pull and push heavier objects. It should be easy to pull a butterfly. It should be easy to pull the lighter objects because they're light. But you see what I'm saying? The density of the molecules. You see how we start going into their terms? I'm just giving you a real life example. I'm giving you a real human to human. I'm not a scientist. I'm just going off of what my eyes see and what I know to be true. We all just sat here and agreed. That the whole point of gravity is to pull things to the earth. We also agreed that it is difficult to pull heavier objects and easier to pull lighter objects. Now, to me, that's just like basic, like natural science shit that you can see and give your own testimony to. Yeah, my car is heavy as fuck, bitch. I ran out of gas and it took 3 people to push my car to the gas station. Oh, bitch, you know what? I got off the bus early, but you know, bitch, I had to carry my books the whole way. Okay, which one is the easier thing to do? So I just feel like to me, all that other shit is something that the scientists are telling you. Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm a normal person telling you shit just that I am observing and that I know is true. And that you also know is true. And you don't need Neil deGrasse Tyson to tell you, oh, a car is heavier than a cotton ball. Because you know that. See, everything else that you guys are saying to me is shit that someone else told you. Because what do we really know about molecules and, oh, it's the atom and the this and that and the aerodynamics? We really don't know. We're just going off of what someone else is telling us because we just assume them to be smarter than us. So when they say it to us, and let me give you something else. So let's just say Harry Potter, right? I'm going to just give you one more thing. And I see what Asia said. Now I want to get back to what, I think somebody said something earlier that I wanted to address, but I forgot what it was. But let's just use Harry Potter. Now, I'm going to give you another example. Do we all agree that Harry Potter is fiction? Do we all agree with that? Yeah, this is, girl, next week, I promise y'all, we're going to change our thing so we can be more anonymous. We're going to do that next week. We ain't going to bother with it right now, but we'll do it next week. Okay. So we all agree that it's fiction. She is April, but that's fine, girl. We're going to keep the show rolling. Y'all know how we do. Girl, one monkey don't stop no show. Yeah, feel me, baby. But anyway, okay, so we all agree that Harry Potter is fiction. Now, when we watch that film, they will explain in the movie how shit works, right? So in that movie, they'll be like, oh, yeah, you can do the spell, but first you have to have this, and you have to be there, and you have to be here, and they have teachers teaching them the spells and the potions and stuff like that, right? Okay, so here's the point that I'm going to make. Anybody that is in a place of authority can create a way to make their theory make sense. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I can sit here right now, and if I were in a place of authority, I could make some bullshit up and explain it to you, and everybody would believe it. They would. Why wouldn't they? Because I'm supposed to be the one you can trust. So what I'm saying is, when you watch Harry Potter, you acknowledge that shit is not real. Yet in the film, when they're explaining it to the students, oh, this is how this works, that's how that works, they made it make sense for that world. For that world, that shit makes sense. Because they made it make sense. But it's a movie, it's not real. But in that world, as we're watching it, we accept what they're telling us because we understand that, oh, in this world, they have magic. And in this world, they can fly on broomsticks. And so the laws of gravity and all that shit goes out the window because they are explaining something different to you. But what I'm saying is, them saying that doesn't necessarily make it true. It's just some shit that they're explaining, like, oh, you know what? Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why this happens. How the fuck do you have... You see what I'm saying? So in other words, they will make equations that make their theories make sense. Like they'll be like, okay, well, if you subtract this from that, this, and the fourth, mix this with that, that's how you get gravity. But girl, that's not how you get it. Because I was on YouTube searching for videos that actually prove gravity exists, and I found not one. Not one. Not one. But then you'll have Neil deGrasse Tyson show up on TV and be like, oh, this shit it's real. I can't explain what it is, but it's real. So now you sound like a religious person. Not that I have anything against religious people, let me be very clear. I'm just making a point that since when does science become a situation that we just are supposed to, oh, well, we don't have proof of it, but we just know that it exists. Well, I don't know what you call that, but where I'm from, we call that faith. That's what we call it. Where I'm from. Believing in something that you can't see, that you can't prove exists, isn't that called faith? Hey, baby, how you doing, Ahmed? How you doing, my love? You doing okay? But we gotta go on what we know so far. And you know what, Asia? Here's what I would say. Let me actually ask this question real quick. What do you think? I don't even know how long ago. What was it? 500 years ago? People started thinking the world was round. I can't even tell you when. But let's just say it was 500 years ago. Let's go back 600 years when people thought the earth was flat. I'm sure, because someone has said in the comments on Patreon, they said, how do you explain the seasons? I can guarantee you the people of that time were able to explain the seasons with a flat earth. I'm sure they had a way to explain it. But now we're saying that those people were wrong. So do you see my point of where I'm going? Everybody thinks that their way is the right way. And then, oh, was that you, my love? That was you, Furlough? Yeah, okay, so let's go. So now I'm getting to your thing. So, if all those hundreds of years before now, everybody thought the earth was flat, could you imagine what people thought when people said the earth was round? They probably were acting the way we're acting now. Like, girl, this shit ain't motherfucking round. How the fuck is it round? Girl, no. Like, they probably were saying the same shit we're saying about this conversation. So how do you explain how those people were wrong, but now these people are right? I think they can always be wrong. I think the reason why now they're not going to admit it is because they fake so much shit that we would know that they really are liars. Like, if we ever found out for real that this shit was flat, how do they explain those photos that they came out with? You said they're going to make you out to be crazy. Exactly, of course. Let me scroll up. Ashley says, exactly. They use suspended belief to fill in the gaps, but suspended belief is not exact. And Ashley, that's the point that I'm making. Like, I feel like anybody okay, let me just ask you a question. Let me ask you one quick question. How is it, and I think I said this on the table read, but how is it that when people talk about heaven and hell, God and angels, why is that like a fairy tale? And people make fun of that. But yet you believe that we're on a ball floating through space violently that circles a sun millions of miles away from us, and the moon. Like, how does that not sound like a fairy tale? That sounds like a fairy tale to me. I went to NASA's website the night before last, and on their website, they have so much bullshit on that website. They have so many fake fucking photos of shit. And in the caption, they'd be like, oh, look how our Cassini aircraft or our Cassini satellite got a picture from Saturn. Our Cassini satellite got a picture from Mars. Girl, look at the terrain. Bitch, this shit, they lying. Bitch, they're lying. Because then it was like, they had another photo, and it was like, we're so excited to present this information to you. They said, oh my goodness, look at this. Could you believe it? They said, we're looking at images from a galaxy that is, what was it, some ridiculous number, like 20 million light years away. You're lying, bitch. You're lying. You're lying! You're lying! And you know that's a lie! Like, I can't believe it! I can't believe that they would sit there and really try to convince somebody that they have an image from 20 million light years away. Bitch, you're a fucking liar, bitch. You're lying, girl. You're lying. Because you know what? I feel like if that satellite flew out 20 million light years away, or however many millions of miles she flew out, bitch, she would keep floating, bitch, and you would never have access to her. Once she gets to a certain point, girl, she would just be gone. How the fuck you telling me that these people are so smart that from Earth, they're able to control something that's 3 million miles away? Bitch, you lying. Girl, you lying. You ain't controlling that shit, bitch. Why you lying for? You lying, girl. And you know it's a lie. Like, I can't believe it. And then when you go in there and look at the pictures, bitch, they look fake as fuck, bitch. They are fake, girl. I'm sorry, they're fake. They're fake. And that was even before I started looking into this whole so-called flat earth, bitch. That was before. Because I just did, what was it, Ashley? Was it last week's live show? Or maybe it was, I don't know what it was. But recently, I talked about that. I'm like, bitch, I was on Yahoo, and they showing these fake-ass pictures of Saturn. You're lying. This shit looked fake as fuck. You said, Q, you said you would keep, hold on a second. Q, you said it would keep floating. Is that because there isn't much gravity? Is that, hold on a second. Is that because there isn't much gravity that we have on Earth? You know what? I think gravity is an idea. I don't know that there is a such thing as that. I think that what it is, I think it comes down to the very simple idea or the very simple fact that some things are light, some things are heavy. And I think that what determines whether or not you're able to navigate through is if you have enough, or hold on, let me take that back. What determines whether or not you're able to navigate through, assuming you're heavier than the environment, is if, I think somebody said it, is if you have enough force to kind of walk your way through. But what I'm saying is, okay, I get that, but at the same time, I just gave you real world, I gave you real world things that you yourself can go out today and test and tell me if I'm wrong. Like I told you, if you put helium in a balloon, it floats. It goes up. It's because it's lighter than the environment. It's not because of gravity. It's not because gravity is selective on who she wants on the ground. It's because what you just put out into the environment is lighter than its surroundings. If you were to put water in a balloon, what would happen if you let it go? It would hit the ground because it is heavier. It's not because gravity prefers water balloons over helium balloons. It's because one is heavy, one is light. That's it. It's not because of a force pulling it. Not at all. Because if that were the case, it wouldn't matter whether or not it's helium, water, air. It would just be, it pulls things to the earth. Since when is the earth like conscious of what it's choosing to drag down? Like, that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? You said death could be very much the next step to something. Oh, no. That's exactly, but let me scroll back up and see. Let me scroll back up and see what the children are saying, because now I'm talking, but I want to see what y'all have to say. Q, just Google, who is this? Is it Johan? Shit, it just flew off my screen. Where'd it go? Okay, stats are no. Darby, where the hell did your comment just go? I just saw it and it's gone. You were saying Johan somebody. I don't know. It just flew away. Oh, never mind. I see it. Swanpole. You want me to Google that real quick? Okay, hold on. Let me see. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Let me Google this real quick. Let me Google it real quick. I love this conversation. I find this to be so fascinating. I sure do. Let me see. What was it? Johan. What is it? Swainpool. And what is it that? Oh, the moon is real. Is that what you want me to see? The moon is real photo. Okay, let's see. Girl, this shit looks fake as fuck too. Hold on. Is this supposed to be real? I don't know what I'm looking at, girl. This shit look kind of animated. It looked animated to me. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's real, but it looks animated to me. Are you talking about this image with this big ass moon? Darby, you think this shit is real? I mean, let me take one more look at it. Let me take another look just so I can see, just so I can say. Darby, baby. Let me zoom in. Darby. You know I love you down, baby. But this shit right here is fake as fuck. Child, this shit is fake, Darby. That shit don't even look half. Girl. Oh! He's trying to say it's real. Oh, you saying he's trying to say it's real? Girl, that shit look fake as fuck to me. Sorry. I want you to think about... He said, I want you to think about the stars. Okay. Okay, so let me... There's so many comments. This conversation is so juicy. I love this conversation. Okay, let me scroll up and read some more comments. Tony says, okay, I agree that I believe it's a lie, but how did the Egyptians line the pyramids of Gaza up with the stars? Like, no, but Tony, that goes to the theory that I'm saying. Are you agreeing with me, or are you... Because that's what... You're making my point now. Maybe I'm confused. Are you saying... Are you trying to make my point, or are you asking me a question? I'm confused now. What you literally just said, it makes my point. Because my point is... What you just said... Oh, you know what? You better be tipsy, Tony. Girl, fix you another cocktail. I wish. You said... No, he said it's... Oh, no, yeah, this is incense. Let me just show y'all so y'all don't think I'm up here flexing. Girl, look, this shit is incense. I got it burning. I just feel like having some sage. This ain't sage, but I feel like having some shit burning. That's all. You did mention something like that in a recent table read. I did. I'm talking about the flat earth. Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, so Tony, let me make sure I understand. Are you okay, I'm giving you Erykah Badu, girl. I'm not, you know I'm playing around. So let me make sure I understand what you're saying, Tony, baby. Are you saying that, Are you asking me the question, like, how were they able to do it if it's a flat earth? Is that what you're asking? Or am I misinterpreting? I don't want to put words in your mouth. You said starships are meant to fly. Girl, I feel like I'm not the only person in here that needs to hit this blunt. You said, in regards to the satellite, I think we get the bottom of the barrel technology, and they have stuff we wouldn't believe. You want to know what, Quinn? I agree with you. But let me tell you where I agree and where I disagree. I believe you. I think that they probably do have crazy technology. But I think that they're using that technology. I think they know the truth. But I think they're using that technology to create images that are not real and to make storylines that are not real. Because you have to just think, when you see these NASA photos, don't they look the same way as Avatar? Like, the same technology that they used to create that movie is the same shit that they're using for these NASA videos and for these NASA photos. It's the same shit. It looks almost identical. So I think they have the technology. And somebody said, I was watching a video, and somebody kept saying, but why would they lie about that? Why would they lie? Why? Now, just think. Let's just say that it was true. That the earth was not so much flat, but that there was more to it that we didn't know. And let's just say, over the so-called ice border that these people are claiming exists, suppose there were other civilizations that we don't even know exist. I'm talking different types of people, different colors, different looks, different sounds, languages, foods, animals. Like, what if just beyond the wall, that's what there is? I mean, you have to think about it. Think about Game of Thrones. Ain't that the same shit Game of Thrones is doing? Like, the girls that are on the one side of the wall have one existence, and then the girls that are on the direct opposite side have a totally different life. What if that's our life? What if there is more life beyond the wall? What if? That's all I'm saying. And so that could be the reason why they don't want the girls to know, like, we need to keep these girls contained. We don't need these girls to know what's going on. And so, girl, the answer is no. We're not going to expose this shit to them now. Who cares? So I do think they have the, do you think extraterrestrial beings exist? I could see that being, here's the thing. I have a lot of theories. I have a lot of things that I think could be true. How true it is, I don't know. Let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you, again, this is something that I thought after I hit this bong about 2 or 3 times, girl, these blunts, these bongs, these bowls, girl, they be getting me right to where I need to be. Let me give you a theory. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who's thought this. There's no way I'm the only person who's thought this. Has it ever occurred to you? Okay, I'm gonna paint y'all a picture. This might blow your mind. Because it blew my mind, bitch. I literally got a chill when I was thinking about this shit, bitch. And I believe it could be true. Now, I have no proof. Obviously, we'll never know. But I'm just gonna tell you this theory. And y'all tell me what y'all think about my theory, okay? Have you ever thought that the moment you die, a baby is born? And the reason why the baby is crying is because the person who just died, it's like a warp speed situation where you're seeing, like, you have one last moment to see your family, like, and you see them crying, oh my God, he's dead, like, or she is dead. And so you're crying over the loss of your family. So by the time the baby is born, the reason why that baby is so distraught is because that's the last time that's the last memory of that past life that you just went from. And so you're crying about it. Have you ever thought about that? Like, that hit me. I'm like, what if that's what's going on? Like, and then people say, oh, well, this is the most people that's ever been on this planet. Yeah, like, it's like reincarnation, but it's like, doesn't that make sense? Like, okay, everything is used. Nothing is wasted, right? So the moment that the baby is born, somebody just died. Somebody just died. So maybe if the baby is not crying, maybe that's because she's at peace with it. Maybe she had time. Maybe he or she had time. I don't know. But but I think that when you see them babies crying, why are you so mad? Girl, why are you so mad? You so mad? Just come out there crying and screaming? You know what I'm saying? Don't them babies be crying the way you would see a person crying if they lost somebody they loved? You ever see them people at a funeral and they just screaming and hooping and hollering and rolling around? Okay. Maybe that's what's going on. Look at that baby just hitting, all over the place. Have you ever thought about that? You said they mad because they got to go back through Exactly! I think they mad because they got to do it again, but I think they're mad because it's like, fuck, I'm leaving my mom, I'm leaving my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, like, my friends. And then you can see them crying over you like, oh my God, like, they're gonna miss me, and I feel like it's like everyone's crying. Everyone's just crying. And so you crying, but then you get zapped into this baby, and I was like, oh my God, you still crying. But it's like a dog. Think about a dog, right? When you first get that dog, at first it had siblings, right? But by the time you adopt it, maybe like a week later, they don't even, they forget about those other ones. Like they forget. Because they just forget. I think that's how we are. I think we remember for a split second, we remember. And then that first 30 minutes, all the information is gone. It just goes away. You said you think the theory is a turd. You never know. You never know, Ahmed. We really wouldn't know until we die. But I mean, just think about it, because here's the reason why I would say that. Okay, you know how they be saying, girl, no, I'm okay with leaving herbs too, no shade. Once I do my time, girl, I don't know if I'm trying to come back. Let's just say that. Okay, but in any case, you know how they be like, oh, this is the most people that have ever been on this planet. You know how they be saying that, right? Oh, we have 7 billion people, it's overpopulation, whatever. I don't know if I believe that. You wanna know why? Because just think about this. Think about it. The only reason why it seems like there's more people is because of the technology that we have. I think it's always been these many people on the planet. Probably. I think the only reason why we didn't know is because we didn't have internet. We didn't have all the shit that we have now to actually know that, oh, these people exist. You know, when you were, like, even 200 years ago, I mean, they really didn't have the proper accoutrement to actually gauge how many people were in Kansas versus New York versus Oklahoma and Cali, and so it probably were the same amount of people. We just didn't know about all those people. I think now that we have Instagram and all this social media, now we have a better grasp that we can estimate, oh shit, it's probably these many people. But I think it's always been those many people. And I think that if you were to Google like how many people die every day and then how many people are born every day, if those numbers don't line up, it's because there probably are babies being born that are not documented, and there are probably people who are dead or who have died that are undocumented that people don't know. So all I'm saying is, why can't that soul right away? Because let me ask you a question. What makes me me? Let me ask that again. What makes me me? And then you'll go down a list. Oh, your personality, you're this, you're that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What makes me me? And by that, what I'm saying is this. Right now, I'm looking at this camera and I'm talking to all of y'all. I'm looking at these comments and I am making the choices. Now I have a sister. Okay. Now I have a sister that is in a whole other part of the country and she's doing what she's doing. I can't see what she sees. I don't know what her experience is. Why did my consciousness choose this body and her consciousness that body? Why was I not her and she not me? Why didn't her consciousness embody this body? Like, how did that come about? Because all we're talking about is the genetic tissue. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we're just talking about the physical person. But how come I'm not Ronzi? How come Ronzi's not me? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, what made my consciousness come into this being? Why wasn't I one of my other siblings? How come they are them and I'm me? Like, why didn't my consciousness go into that body? Why was it this body? And then my mother, before she had me, I think she might have had, well, then again, I ain't gonna go into all that, but anyway, because I don't know if that may be personal, I don't know how she feels about that, but anyway, the point is, why am I me? And I be thinking, sometimes I be looking at people, and when I look at the animals and stuff in my house, I be thinking, okay, when I shut this door, I don't know what she's seeing. I only know what this is seeing. So it's almost like, how does that work? Like, I feel like if there's one secret that if there was one conspiracy that the government, world government, not just America, around the world had to hide, it would be that, what if there really is magic? What if there really is some type of sorcery and some type of shit that if we knew, we would have like more power? And all that shit that you see on TV about like Harry Potter, like I was saying before, and people moving shit with their brain, what if that shit could happen? But what if it came down to the fact that because we don't believe that, we don't even look into it. You see what I'm saying? Like, why would you sit there trying to cultivate a power if everything you've been taught since childhood is that you're powerless? You have no power. You're just a person. You're just one of billions of people. But if we all knew, like, our real true power and our real true capabilities, maybe we wouldn't need the government to direct us. Maybe we wouldn't need people to tell us what to fucking do. If we actually knew the power that we had. You know what I'm saying? The quality of that is real. Do you feel what I'm saying? And people who practice the crap. Oh, okay, what am I saying? There are witches on earth. It brings me comfort that I'm not the only one who start. Oh yeah, for sure, Alex. I be thinking about crazy shit like this all the goddamn time. For sure. All the time. Because to me, here's what I'm telling you. Okay, think about this too. Think about this. I'm sitting here on this computer, right? I'm talking to you. Okay, we got the cam going, we got the mic, we got the computer, and it's all this shit. Website, we got you now open, we got da-da-da-da-da. Who thought of this shit? Who thought of it? Like, for really, who thought of it? And then who said, you wanna know what? What would happen if we put, like, I believe that there's some type, I feel like there's an organization that we will never know about that is telling us how to do this shit. Because what would possess a person to say, I wonder what would happen if I took dried corn and put it in fire? Could I eat that? Would it become popcorn? Like, who would think of that? Who would think about, oh, what if we took this grassy shit, ground it up, and made a loaf of bread? Like, how the fuck did you come to that conclusion? Who told you that? What would make you think that? You get what I'm saying? Like, who is thinking this shit? Like, who is thinking, let's put a coil here, let's put this there, and this shit's gonna work? I feel like that we got this information from somebody else, because this is like, all of this shit, what I'm looking at to me is magic. To me. How the fuck, we have people watching from Hawaii, we have people in London, we have people in, I think, Ahmed is where? Is it Sweden? I could be wrong about that, but my point is, from all over the planet, and you telling me I'm sitting here in my bedroom and I'm talking to 39 people right now in my bedroom? How is that not magic? How is that not magic? But you see, there was a movie called The Golden Compass. There's a movie called The Golden Compass. I would recommend everybody watch it, not because it's particularly that great. I actually did enjoy it. But the reason why I think you should watch it is because now that I'm saying this out loud, it illustrates the point. In The Golden Compass, they have what they call demons, right? But the demons are not bad. They're almost like your soul. I don't know how to describe it, but the point is, they have these animals that follow them everywhere they go. Now, in that world, that's normal. They don't question that because it's the way they live. But here's my point. They have this thing called, is it the magisterium? I forget what they call it. But the point is, their government, how about that? Their government doesn't want them to know about what else is beyond their world. So, there was a conversation about magic dust. And everybody, they wanted to conceal that. They tried to kill the man who wanted to investigate it. They wanted to disprove it. They wanted to convince people that, they wanted to scare people away from it. What if our government, shit that is magic, what if they're like, oh no, it's not magic, it's science. So that crushes our curiosity about it. Because we see cars every day, we see computers and TVs every day, but we don't even really, I don't think we really think about what that means. You're literally watching somebody from across the globe. You're watching somebody do shit. When you have these people shooting these movies and then they go into a computer and make it look like they're in outer space, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? What is it that they're doing that allows them to do that? Like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like all this shit is magic. Like, I think we see it every day, so we don't see it that way. But when you think about what the fuck it is, you guys are watching me in my bedroom right now. How is that not like a big deal? How is that not a big deal? We're literally sitting in my bedroom. You are literally hearing me. I'm talking in my bedroom, but you can hear me. How is that not magic? If you went back 300 years and said, I can hear you in your bedroom to a bitch that was across the fucking country, they'll be looking at you like, the fuck? What are you, a sorcerer? Are you a wizard? Like, if you went, okay, let me put it like this. If you went today with the technology we have, in some kind of way you were able to still use it in the 1500s, they would kill you. Because they would feel like you were a witch. There's a reason they would think you were a witch, though, boo. Because the shit that we're doing now is magic. This is magic. If you went back then and were like, yo, you want me to, okay, currently I'm in Kenya. I can be to Paris in about 12 hours. They'd be like, what the fuck? How the fuck this bitch get from Kenya to goddamn Paris in 12 hours? They would think you flew there like on a broomstick, bitch. They would think you were a witch. Ain't no, all this shit, all the shit that we do now, we would be killed for then. What do you think technology can do in 200 years? 200 years from now? You said it made me scared for the world. I was like, why isn't anyone trying to stop this? Well, hold on, what? Let me see, what's the comment? I practice the craft, and there's things I've done where people would try to, child, they can't take it. They can't take your powers. Let me see. Like, they're gonna gag. Let me see. It says, yes, that movie brings up so much. I have to rewatch. Okay, so what is this movie? 1984. Is this on Netflix? Can I watch this on Netflix? I think I'll watch it on Netflix if they have it. 200 years from now, my God. I don't even know. I mean, I'm trying to think, like what? What, we'll be able to travel by them breaking our bodies apart and we'll just like transport? Could you imagine that now? Just think about that. In 200 years, that could be possible. Where they're able to like transport people in like seconds. I mean, why not? Yeah, teleporting. Why not? Why not? I mean, shit. I can send you an email in 2 seconds. Why can't I send the whole person in 2 seconds? They'll find a way. But my point is, if somebody right now came from the future and teleported from New York into your bedroom, Ahmed, you'd be like, bitch, you would be scared about it. That would scare you. If you were talking to a person and you were Skyping with them and they were in New York and you were looking at the skyline because they were on their balcony and then suddenly they're in your bedroom, that wouldn't scare you? You would think that was magic. Even if they explained it to you, oh girl, no, I just teleported here. You'd be like, no, that's magic. So what I'm saying is, all of this shit to me is actually magic, but what it is the way how they make you not think it's magic is by calling it science. Oh, girl, it's science. Oh, it's this, is that. No, girl, this shit is magic, girl. This shit is magic. And to me, I feel like they know a lot more than they're telling us. I think they probably don't want us to know about what's going on. But in order to keep us controlled, girl, they keep sending us these fake-ass images, bitch. I don't believe these images they send. Because I know the difference between a real photo and a fake photo, boo. I know the difference. And when you send me this shit from Saturn, girl, I'll be looking like, girl, bye. And let me ask you a question. The people who believe in Neil deGrasse Tyson, they'll tell you, oh, the reason why they use Photoshop to show you the Earth in composite photos is because the Earth is so big that they have to put it together that way in order for you to see it. How you know that's bullshit is in the photo that they just posted on NASA from Saturn shows the Earth. And the Earth is this big. Why can't you pull the satellite out far enough to where we can see the whole Earth? If you can go out far enough to where the Earth is this big, why can't you pull out far enough to where we can get the whole Earth in the photo? See how their excuses don't be making sense? So we can see so you're saying the reason we can't see the Earth in one big photo is because it's too big. And yet, you're able to show us the Earth from Saturn being this big. Like, you sound stupid. Like, to me, bitch, I don't want no excuses. Pull the satellite out far enough to actually the whole photo. All at one time, boo. All at one time. All at one time. No, but the one photo they have, they claim, and see, this is how you know they be lying too. They claim that the only one real photo, and even NASA will admit this, the only one photo of the whole Earth that is real is from like the 1970s. They have one. But there's a lot of skepticism about the one photo that they have. All of the other photos that NASA has presented are all fake photos that they admit are fake, but then you have the guy saying, oh, well, we have to do it that way because the earth is just too big. But even if that were the case, even if that were true, how come it's so inconsistent? Even if that's how you had to do it, shouldn't America always be the same size each photo? Once you put all the photos together, one photo, America is this small on it. The next one is this big. The next one is that, like, it's inconsistent. That's how you know they're just making this shit up. Because even if you had to put, like, let's just say you had, right now, you took 3 photos of my face. Or let's just say a person took 50 photos of my face. And they had to put the photo together, glue them together on a poster board to make like a puzzle to put my face together, right? Okay. If the very next year you took another photo of my face and my eyes were further apart, my nose was longer, my lips were bigger, you would think it were a different person. Because that's not the same person from the photo the year before. The only way you could explain that is if I went and got some cosmetic surgery. So, did the earth get cosmetic surgery? Why is it so different? Why is from one year to the next, you keep changing the way it looks? And that's not an opinion, that's a fact. You have people who show official NASA photos of the earth. And on one picture, North America is so small. On the very next one, it's like so huge. How is that? Maps that show the world are inconsistent. You said, but I'm the guy on Patreon. Why would they lie to us about this though? Why would they lie? I feel like the reason why they would lie about that is because if you knew that you were powerful, if you knew that there was something special about you for real, instead of just thinking, oh, I'm just one speck of dust floating through space. Because that's how they have it programmed right now. Oh, she's about to start. You okay, baby? Stop. You drinking too fast. The way they have it programmed now, Tony, is that you're not important. There are billions of other planets. There are billions of other universes. The shit is infinite. You're not important. You're just one piece you're just dust floating through the wind. You ever see those things? You ever see those videos where they zoom out of Earth and then they go from Earth to like the solar system and then they keep zooming out and then it turns into one galaxy and then before you know it, there's like millions of galaxies and they just keep zooming out? That's the reason why they would do it. To me, that makes the most sense. Because right now, people feel like, I think most people probably feel like they don't have a purpose. Like, I'm just here. I don't really mean nothing. Like, I don't really mean nothing. Who am I? I'm just one person. Out of, like, billions of people in a galaxy, like, there's no point to this. But here's how you know that's not true. I feel like if there were legitimately no point to something, it wouldn't exist. Everything has a reason. Everything. Just think about it. We need trees. They're not here for no reason. We need mountains. We need all the shit that exists on this earth that are natural to this earth. I'm not talking about like the shit that we've created. I'm talking about natural shit. It all has a purpose. I mean, different animals hunt other animals. There's corpses and stuff go into the earth. Things grow out of it. Like things happen. Like things happen for a reason. Like even the vicious things in terms of natural. I'm not talking about like all the man-made shit. I'm talking about natural shit. I feel like natural shit, it all happens for a reason. Like even the annoying things that happen, it all happens for a reason. Bees have a purpose. If bees didn't exist, this is a small insect. If bees didn't exist, then shit would go to the left. Do you see? So they sit there and they try to make it seem like, oh girl, you're just not important. You're just one person out of so many people. That's how they make you feel. You don't want to really do nothing. Cause why? I'm just one person. Like what am I going to do? That's how they break you down. And so, but the reality is if we all woke the fuck up and was like, wait a minute, bitch. This shit, we are special. And you wanna know what? The reason why I want to make the world a better place is because when I die, now I realize that I'm going to be reborn again or reincarnated and I don't want to come back to no bullshit. So girl, I need to fight to make this shit better and to evolve it to make this shit evolve. So by the time I come back, girl, I'll have the cute technology, bitch. I don't want to come back to no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bees are actually in danger right now. People are freaking out about this. Right. But Ashley, do you see but there you go. That's exactly my point. You think if a bee has a point on Earth, that we don't have a point? Now here's the difference between bees and between humans. Bees know their fucking purpose. Do you see the fucking difference? See, bees know what they're supposed to damn do. And that's why they're able to go out and do the shit. Why? Because they know what they're supposed to do. Why humans are different is because we have been taught that we're not important. It's like a backhandedness. Because on one hand, they'll be like, oh yeah, you're important. But the reality is all the shit that they teach you through science tells you you're not important. Nothing you do means anything. All of everything you will ever do is you're going to die, everyone's going to forget about you, and you mean nothing. That's what they teach you through science. But just look at bees. Look at ants. The smallest creatures. But you know the reason why they thrive and why they do so well and why they are able to like do what they do and how they've have been able to survive is because they know what their place in the picture is. But humans don't know. Humans don't think they have a purpose. I think if I had to guess, my guess would be this. Think about a world like Avatar, where we are one with nature. I think that is humanity's overall purpose, is to make this like a fucking... I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. But to make it to where everybody has. Nobody has to not live because they can't eat. Everybody, there's enough food to go around, boo. There is. I think if we lived on a planet, could you imagine living on a planet where we all genuine, like it would be like utopia. Like, bitch, we have cars that don't produce, like emissions and stuff like that are like clean and run off of water. You know, like, I mean, I feel like that's where humanity is supposed to go. To where we build the planet. We nurture, and I think that's what we're supposed to do. But I think because there was a guy, one of these people did a video, and they were saying there was a guy that traveled to Antarctica. And I can't remember his name, but you can Google it and say, I don't know, traveler to Antarctica, discovering. I don't fucking know. But the guy said he went, and like 18 some shit, I think. I could be wrong about the dates. But anyway, he said he went. And he said, bitch, I went, and I kept going. And when I got to a certain point, bitch, I saw a whole nother thing. There was like a whole nother like country that looks to be the size of like America. There was more stuff to this on the other side after we kept going. After that, nobody ever did it again. Why is that? You see what I mean? I feel like I think these girls know that there's more shit, but they're not going to tell it to us. I don't think they want us to know. I think, I'm trying to think of an example. I think it's a situation to where they want to keep us sick. They want to keep us depressed and stressed out and anxious. Like, you know what I think? I think we should live in a world where you shouldn't have to work to live. You should have to work to do your part, but you shouldn't have to work to live. I think everybody should automatically have housing. I think everybody should automatically have a car. I think everybody should automatically have food. But I think that everybody should have to do their part and contribute. Oh, you have to leave, baby? Okay, see you, my love. Oh, see you, Eugene. I just saw that you were leaving. See you, Eugene, baby. But I feel like everybody should have it. But I feel like everybody serves a different purpose. But all of it is important. Because the bitch that's working on your food is important. The bitch that's working... But see, here's the reason why I say that the money is where things get fucked up. Let me explain to you why. See, I don't think that people should have to work for money. Because let me explain to you why. Do you really think that it's worth it to work 40 hours a week for $10? And then with the money that you earned, most of it goes into rent and shit that is like, it's like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? That you spend so much of your life being miserable. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like the overwhelming majority of people live and die not happy. They may have moments where it's like boop, 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 where it's like happy for them. But I think the overwhelming majority of the population hates what they do. They hate it. They're not happy. They're sick. They're like not happy. And I just feel like there's a way that everybody can contribute and help and be happy. I think there's a way. I think there's a way. I just feel like, but they don't want you to think there's a way. They want you to be like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, here we go with this bitch trying to be like, But I think there's a way. I think there's a way. And then just think about this. I was watching this show on Netflix called The Crown about Queen Elizabeth. And I remember thinking, who decided that her family was supposed to be the royal family? When did that happen? Because if you cut her, she's gonna bleed. Her blood is the same blood that everybody else has. You get what I'm saying? Like, she ain't no different. She's just a person in a bunch of like jewelry. And maybe people think she's something, but she really isn't that special. Realistically speaking. Like, who is she really? Who decided her family was the one that was like the royal family? What does that even really mean? So what I'm saying is, I think that people started off good, and then you had people who were like, oh no, this is an opportunity. Let's put ourselves in a position to where we can lead these girls into where we become the important ones. But then you have to think, under like King Henry and all these other people, they were not nice people. Why do people listen to them? Here it is, you have him taking money out of your pocket, taxing all the children, cutting people's heads off. There's more of you than there are of him and his people. But as humans, we've been beaten down throughout the centuries from all these dictators from every continent. And so now it's like we just play our role. And we now have the mentality, the same way how, you know how we talk about how black people have a certain mentality because of what has happened in this country, like black American people? I think that there is a human conditioning. So the same way how black people have been conditioned after a period of time, I think humanity has been conditioned over the centuries to obey authority. We obey. We hear you. We obey. I think that's the way they want it. I think that's the way they're going to keep it. I think the only way that would ever change is if some kind of way, I don't know. I don't even know how. I couldn't even tell you how. Like, private beaches are paying to park at beaches. But what, huh? It says, wait, or why do we have to pay to, oh, that's what you're saying. Like that. Right. That's crazy. I don't understand that. Or what about this? Paying for water. Huh? Why? I don't understand that. Or how about this? Paying for heat and air. Seems to me the only thing you should have to pay for is the air and heating system. Outside of that, bitch, why do I have to pay you every month for this shit? Oh, because it uses gas. But bitch, gas is natural. How can you sit there and be like, oh, you have to pay us to use something that the earth naturally produces? How does that make sense? I don't get that. Oh yeah, it seemed to me you should only have to buy the equipment to run the situation, but after that, I shouldn't have to pay you every month. I gotta pay you every month for electricity. Some shit that if I had a solar panel, bitch, I could just do that. Why do I have to go through you? You said, do you think they will start charging for oh, for sure. Why not? Why not, Ahmed? Like, why not? They charge you for water, charge you for gas, charge you for heating and cooling. Why not charge you for oxygen? Why not? Oh, well, you know what? If you the clean air is gonna cost you an additional $50 a month. We do have a some scientific word, blah blah blah. We do have an astrophysical air system that will prevent you from ever getting asthma, so long as you like. Shouldn't you provide that? Shouldn't that just be a thing? Like, why should I have to now pay you for this shit? I don't get that. Don't get that. I don't get it. I don't understand. I think I was watching something here in Georgia, I believe, if my memory serves, I could be making this up, in terms of the location. But there was a big story 2, 3, 4 months ago, a while ago, of this guy who had purchased a plot of land, and he started building his own house. Now, at his house, he had, yes. Hey, Colette. Yeah, we live, girl. We getting ready to wrap up because it's a homie of mine. It's his birthday. So, girl, we going into the city, girl. But anyway, So anyway, what happened was he had a plot of land. And well, anyway, he had a system where he had solar panels. He had a well, a watering system. He had all the shit that we have, he had, but he made it for himself. And they want the government, they made it to where they were evicting him out of his own property. And that's why he called the news. Because he was like, how are they able to tell me what I could do on my land? How are they telling me that in order for me to have water, I have to get it through them? You see how they do? When Obama signed, I think it's executive order, is it 136? Fuck, I forget. I have to Google it. But Obama signed an executive order where in the documents, and I saw it for myself, girl, and this ain't fake, girl, this is real shit. In that order, see you, my love. See you, Adrian, baby. You said, I'm relying on it being posted later. Yeah, girl, because you know we record all the shows. But anyway, in the order that he posted, it says they can come at any point in time and seize all your shit. I don't care if it's paid for. I don't care if it's private. They can come. They can take your resources. If they need them, if they feel like you don't need them, they can take your water. They can shut you down. They can take your home. They can demolish your home. All of that. They don't have to give you no reason either. It's all there. It is all there. This is the shit that they're doing to control people. So you ask, why do they want to keep you on a ball? It's shit like this. For control. It's always about control. I mean, yeah, like these motherfuckers can come and take. Here's another question for you. If you pay for a house and you own the house, why do you have to pay a property tax? Isn't that stupid? Don't you think that's dumb? Don't you think that's stupid? I own it. Why am I paying taxes on some shit that I've already purchased? Wouldn't that would be like you buying a loaf of bread and then, every month you have to pay a food tax. Even after you own the groceries that are in your fridge, you have to pay. Yeah, well, you paid at the store. You did pay it the first time, and you paid the tax the first time. But now you have to pay the refrigerator tax. Like, it's just stupid. It's just dumb to me. And then another thing is, it's currently 3:54. But it's 9:45 a.m. Dad. Well, thank you for getting up so early for the show. Damn, I didn't. Hawaii, dang, I didn't realize it was so far behind. But in any case, yeah, these motherfuckers can come in and take your land, girl. They can do whatever they want. They really can. And I mean, I had something else I was going to say, and I'm trying to think of what it was. But yeah, these girls, I mean, I just feel like it's just corrupt. It just, they don't want you to be, girl, they don't want you to be free, girl. They don't. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at how they're doing shit. Look at how they're doing shit. You said in Sweden, there's a death tax, a funeral tax, and what? What the fuck is a death? Wait a minute. Is that death tax? Okay, hold on. I think I heard about this. Is the death tax when you die, if you have money and you decide that you want to leave your money to a family member, they tax that money? Is that what that is? That's some bullshit. That is some straight bullshit. How the fuck you gonna tax some money that was already taxed just because somebody gave it to you? That's stupid. Yeah, she left you $100,000, but we gotta tax it first. I think they have that in America too, actually. If my memory serves, they got that shit in America too, boo. Another stupid thing is that you can own a property but not own the minerals. Isn't that silly? So people can dig the minerals out of your property. That's so crazy. No, you pay a tax if you die, and another one for your funeral. What? In America, they have a death tax where, just Google it. If you die and you leave money to someone, they tax that money before the person gets it. I think that's bullshit. A death fine. They're so fucking retarded. These people are so fucking stupid. I swear. I swear. Clay says people love to charge poor, especially. Oh, for sure. For sure. Let me tell y'all something how to reinforce Colette's point. So, when you get a car, if you have so-called good credit, why do they make it cheaper for you? Wouldn't you think that the bitch with good credit can afford to pay the normal price? Why did she get the low rates? She actually can afford to pay it. Bitches with good credit and got their coins all established, who know how to pay, obviously this bitch knows how to balance a checkbook. This bitch knows how to pay her bills. She's not going to go in over her head with her credit, clearly. But a bitch that's struggling, oh girl, they're going to charge you so much. How is that fair? How does that make sense? So you're poor and you need help, so we're going to charge you more than the bitch that has a lot of money and good credit. You charge the person with money less, the person who's struggling more. How's that fair? How does that make sense? No, but here's my point though. No, that not necessarily. Well, they know she pays her bills on time. But a person having bad credit doesn't necessarily mean they don't pay their bills on time. A bitch with bad credit, it could be a situation where it's like, okay, if in fact, I'll give you an example. I knew a person who had a phone line. But then a friend needed a phone too, but their credit was bad. So this person allowed the other person to do a phone line under their name. But what happened? Is my homie here? Is Neil in the house? Where's he at? I just saw his name pop up. But in any case, okay, so he took the phone out in his name, but then that bitch did not pay her bill. Okay, so now your credit is bad. Or your credit is damaged. So when you see bad credit, you don't know how that person's credit got the way that it is. A lot of times, for instance, with my mom, who always pays her bills, both those husbands really fucked up her credit. That was bad decision making on her part. But my point is, it wasn't because she herself did not pay her bills. So who knows why these girls' credit is looking the way that it does? You get out of college and you don't pay those college loans back, Miss Thing, fucked up credit. So there's a lot of ways to have fucked up credit. All I'm saying is, bitch, give me a chance. Let me get up in here and let me pay this bill. And then I feel like it should be a situation where it's like probation. Okay, we're going to give you the good rate, but if 3 months go by and you start tripping on this bill, bitch, we're going to give you the high rates as a penalty. It shouldn't just start with a penalty on some shit that you have never done business with me. You don't know what I'm like. So I feel like, and then credit is a sham anyway. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Insurance is bullshit too. Okay, so but anyway, let me finish this thought and then I'll get into my next thought. I feel like credit is a scam. Because, to me, when you pay your bills on time for like a year, but you might go up like 6 points. Let you be late for a bill, 1 month, girl, you'll go down like 30 points, bitch. See how they do? It's real easy for them to drag you down, but they be real picky on when they want to give you points, bitch. They don't discriminate when it comes to. Oh, let me see what you said. Let me scroll. Let me see. Have you seen the politician who quoted Leviticus? Another verse of the Bible that says that the poor don't deserve food. What? No, I have not seen that shit at all. And I don't see how he would even be a politician, bitch. Who the fuck? But people are stupid though. That's how he could become a politician. People don't want to do no research. They just want for people to. They just want for people to make decisions for them, and they just want to believe what other people tell them. And all I'm saying is, don't believe me. Don't believe them. Believe what you see. Believe what makes sense to you. Believe what you can describe and experience for yourself. All this other shit, bitch, girl, these hoes be lying. These hoes be fucking lying. She said, what was the other comment? Really try to make sure that people really die. Yeah, these girls don't. I believe that. Because all I'm saying is these girls, they don't be giving a fuck, and it's all about control. When it's all said and done, it's all about control, girl. Control. Like Janet. So, but let me get on to insurance. Let me tell you why insurance is a fucking scam. So, I'm going to change the identities to protect the innocent. But I know this person who works for insurance. They work for insurance. And their car was acting crazy. And I said, well, can't you just call your insurance about what's going on? Like, it's something, like he said, oh, well, if there's something wrong with the car, I really hope I can afford it because this and afford it. And I said, Well, can't you just call your insurance? If it's something serious, something with the engine, can't you just call your insurance? And he said, oh no, they don't do that. Insurance doesn't take care of things when something's wrong with your car. That's not what insurance does. Insurance is just for accidents. But to me, that's wrong. Insurance should be insurance. Whether I get into an accident, something goes wrong with my car, I should be insured. Period. There should be no qualifications on, even though it's so-called full coverage, if you got a used car and a month later, if that shit breaks down, they're not going to help you at all. So why the fuck are you paying insurance every month? Most people don't get into accidents every day. Just like insurance. People aren't going in for major surgery every day. So to me, it's like y'all are getting billions of dollars pretty much like every other day. Like in a week's time, they probably get $1 billion like every few weeks or every few days. From all the people who are paying each like $130 for a car. So you got like 200 million people paying $100 to $200 and $300. It's a scam. And then if you get into an accident, then they want the rates will go up. You have to pay more. It's a scam. These girls are scamming. They're not. Here's the whole point of insurance. They want you to pay somebody every month, but they don't want you to get into no accident. The whole point of insurance is for them to make money and not pay you. That's what it is. They want to kill you, risk your life, and make money. I mean, it's just too much. Like paying a tax just for living in NYC in California. Wait, there's a tax on that? See what I'm saying? Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking about that a few moments ago. Like, what happened to him? Because I was going to answer them questions. Sure was. I'm sorry, we don't cover a tree falling on your house. Wait, what? I'm confused. Are you saying insurance? Are you saying like with insurance? Listen, my thing is, I personally feel if you get insurance, it shouldn't be qualifications. Like, oh, well, you have insurance, but you don't have fire protection. If I'm getting insurance, it should just be for the house. It shouldn't be, oh, well, yeah, you have insurance, but flood prevention and fire and tornado, like, no, bitch, I should just be insured. Like, give me a fair rate, and then insure me. Like, I don't see why it has to be. I don't get that. Like, it's just like with health insurance. Oh, well, you just have preventative. Why that's silly is because everything is preventative, even if you already have the cavity. So, like, for instance, when I went in there and that bitch was telling me, oh, no, this is preventative, we can't take you, or we can't do this for you. My thing is, okay, but if you're saying I already have the cavity and I already have this, I already have that. But the preventative is getting the work done now so that I don't end up losing all my teeth. So it's always preventative, even if there's something already happening. Well, let's clean the wound, even though you're already cut. Let's clean the wound so and sew you up so you don't bleed out to prevent you from dying. Isn't it all just preventative? I don't understand that. Let me see. Q, are we ever gonna get it? I be wanting to do that, but y'all don't ever be available when I be on there. Let me see. Yes, let's get a GTA crew. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Cause Eugene be playing, Kenny be playing, so that's myself. That's 3. Y'all 2. That's what 5. You know what I'm saying? We only cover your house from falling on witches in rubber slip. Right, like, girl. Hey, I see you, Henny. I see you, Henny. Yes, bitch. Clem, I would love to see that documentary. Do you have let me see, what's the documentary? I saw a documentary where a woman got into a crash and the company basically made it seem like she should have called before the crash. Girl, they're so stupid. They don't want, they're scam artists, boo. They're a legalized mafia that they bully people. If you don't have insurance, girl, and you're driving, you go to jail. Like, they're mafia, girl. That's what it is. You're on my friends list, Q. Maybe we should set a time. Okay, well, listen. Maybe what I'll do is when I start playing, like when I play League of Legends, I always see Harvey on League of Legends. I think it's Harvey. I see Harvey. I see Clint. I think I see Kenny, and maybe somebody else. I can't even think of who else it is, but, you know. Collect, no, it was in my sterile processing class. I forgot the name of it. Okay. He said, does PS4 cross over to Xbox? They don't. Unfortunately. They should. They should, right? See, that's what's so stupid, too. Let me tell you another scam. Just even with video games. You see how they all be scamming? All of them scam. Let me tell you why it's so stupid. Do you think that if you have a PC and I have a Mac, that we look at two different internets? We're seeing the same shit. I feel like as long as you have the service, what difference does it matter whether or not it's an Xbox or a PlayStation? Bitch, shouldn't I still be able to play with this person? If we're playing the same fucking game, why the fuck? See, that's how they make you buy a whole bunch of shit. That's how they do it. Will you give yourself a vacation this summer? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Why? You want me to come to Sweden? Is it Sweden? Are you in Sweden? I always forget where you are. Girl, I come to Sweden, girl, get these braces done for free, bitch. Get the remainder of my work done for free. Nah, but yeah, so in any case, so I just be feeling like they just want more money, bitch. They just want more money. And so, you said, Q, have you played No Man's Sky? I have not. Girl, it is so hot in here. When I tell you that I cut off all the air because it was too noisy, I am burning up like the Jonas Brothers. Steve Jobs did that on purpose so people would only buy Apple. From a business perspective, it's just to keep money. You know what? I agree with you, Ashley, and that's exactly what it is. And, but your last statement is exactly what it boils down to, greed. It's not about, we want people to be able to hear the best music. It's about, we want people to hear music through our shit. Through our technology. Through shit that we provide. Like, girl. A Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, I'm so over that show. You wanna know what? One of the reasons why I stopped, I'm over it, is because Andy is annoying to me. And I feel like when I'm watching that shit, I'll be wanting him to ask certain questions, and he don't ask them. And then, yes, you made it in hell, you ass bitch. But yeah, I be wanting him to ask certain questions, but he won't. And then he'll, for the girls that he likes, let me work on this saturation right quick, because this shit got me like blazing, bitch. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. See if I can tone it down just a wee bit. Okay. Bitch, I just realized I'm like blazing, bitch. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, but he get on my damn nerve. Because he be like, it's like he let Erica Jane run the entire reunion for Beverly Hills. He let Erica run the entire show. Erica, Lisa Rinna, and Eileen, he just get on my fucking nerves. And I feel like when it comes to Atlanta, he lets Kenya run the show. He lets Kenya pretty much run the show. But in general, he lets Kenya, Candy, and Cynthia, he lets that side get more time to speak. He doesn't, when there's a question, for instance, when he sat there, you said, and the girls hate your thoughts. Oh yeah, the girls can't take what I have to say on Candy. Sure can't, but that's fine. Because like I said, and it's so silly to me. It's so funny to me when people say, oh, you're hating. That's why you don't like Candy. Oh, you're a hater. That is not a rebuttal, boo. To me, that is like a person who says that is a person that doesn't have an argument. Because, bitch, saying that someone is a hater is not an argument. That's not a rebuttal to the claim that they're making. Bitch, if I'm saying X, Y, and Z, she's messy, and I'm giving you examples of how she's messy, you saying that I'm a hater does not negate the fact that this bitch is still messy. You're not addressing what I said, you're just saying that I'm a hater. So what I'm saying is, the girls who be so pressed about Candy, I'm like, okay, girl, but you're mad, but at the same time, girl, can you address what I said? Like, I don't get that. And the girls, let me see, Kenya is so annoying. I don't see how she has... Oh, she sure does. She has a lot of fans, too. Candy is very gorgeous to me, but she lets Mama Joyce go too far, and she surely takes after her mother. See, I used to think Candy was kind of pretty, but then once she started, like, doing the most, I started noticing how she kind of has, like, a Joker face to a certain extent. Like, her eyebrows are super strong in the game. Then, bitch, when she really cracks a smile, bitch, it be cracked all the way across her damn cheekbone, bitch. Like, okay. I'm supposed to... Okay, great. My partner was just texting me saying he's supposed to be picking us up a bundle. So great. Girl, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, like, Kandi, to me, I actually used to like her. I did. Even when she didn't work with me. That's what's so funny to me. I liked her even when she didn't work with me. But when she started to... But even when I liked her, shortly after me hearing her sing, I did think she couldn't sing. I did think that. But I still liked her. And I wasn't, like, reading her for filth in the beginning, even when she didn't work with me. Why I'm reading her now is because I think she's trifling. That's it. That's it. It's not because, oh, she didn't work with me. Oh, my God, I'm so mad about it. You know what? Tracy Ellis Ross had DM'd me. And I was in my DM and I said, oh, Tracy, you know what? Girl, I want to have you on my show. And girl, it wasn't feasible. The answer was no. Now, I was disappointed at that. But have you ever seen me go out like, oh, Tracy, like me reading her for filth? I don't like the fact that there are certain things that she does that I don't like, but I like her overall. So what I'm saying is, girl, people don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Girl, there are other celebrity connections that I have had where I'm like, oh, will this work out? And I think what it is they're fans of mine behind the scenes. But girl, these girls don't want to publicly come out because they know some of the shit that I say, they don't want to be affiliated. And I understand that. It's disappointing, but I get it. So, bitch, to me, it's like when people be acting like, oh, the reason you are saying this because she didn't work with you, bitch. There are people that I respect more than her. And there are people who, to me, are doing more shit than she's doing that have said no. That I still like and respect, bitch. I don't understand the argument. Like, it's like, that's all you have? I don't get that. You said, what's her name? It's For Rocks. Who is that? Is that a blogger or someone who does reviews? It's For Rocks. Or For It's Rocks. Sorry. Yeah, I've never heard of... Is that a him or her? I'm guessing that's a girl like Roxanne. Is that what that Rocks stands for with the X? I could be wrong. I don't know. But I'll check it. If I remember, I'll check it out. Is there an email I can get to you? I think I have my email... The girls always email me, and it's clearly somewhere because Donald emails me. All the girls be emailing me. She does reviews. Okay, see, now I'm dark in the game, girl. Now the shit is too damn dark, girl. Girl, hold on a second, Miss Thing. Girl. Well, on this camera, it looked kind of aight. Well, no. Let me just give me a little bit more sunlight. There we go. Now I'm good. But, 1 second. It says, she's like homegirl from the other side of time. What? Her singing as Riley took me out. What? I need to know who this person is now. I don't even know who this person is. Or she may be one of those people, though, that maybe I do know who she is. I just don't know her name. Because there's so many people I be knowing by face, but not by name. So she could be that. But real quick, I did a video for my second channel. And I'm wondering if I should put it up. What y'all think? Because I had hit the blunt, so I was high in the video. And I watched it. And I was thinking, girl. Oh, you know what? Is it a black chick? I think I know who this is, Darby. She got... I mean, I don't know if she still looks like this. But when the person I'm thinking about, it's a black lady. And she got like short hair. Maybe not. I could be wrong. The subject of the video, Mother Ashley, is... First, I talked about this Uber driver who recently almost killed me. Literally, that's not even a joke. Like, bitch, she was like weird as fuck. Almost got me into a serious wreck, baby. And so, talked about that. Then, I talked about Heartbeat. Y'all know the YouTuber Heartbeat? I talked about Heartbeat because I finally watched her video where she was talking about... Yeah, maybe I'll post it on Patreon first and see what y'all think. Like as an early release. But anyway, I did a video of Heartbeat. Or I was talking about Heartbeat in the video. And I was basically just saying, like, really just telling her that I'm proud of her. Like, bitch, come, girl, do your thing. Like, bitch, yeah, you may be a schizophrenic, but at the end of the day, so. And she made a lot of valid points. But when I watched her video, I was high. And then when I did my video, I was high. So, bitch, I was just like, Heartbeat, girl, you better serve these children this plate. And then I clocked Barry Manilow. See how random this is sounding? So we went from Uber to Heartbeat to Barry Manilow. But the only reason why I clocked Barry is because I think he's a turd. I sure do. I sure do. He's a turd to me. I don't give no fucks. Who, girl, is she paying my bills with her facelift? No. Girl, is she paying my phone bill with her casket makeup? Absolutely not. So I don't give a fuck about no Barry Manilow. And so, you know, I read Barry Manilow Into the Stratosphere, and I feel like the girls are gonna think I'm being harsh. You said he always was showing you love on his live stream. Oh, that's nice. He be wearing makeup, right? He has short hair with makeup. I think I know who he is. So the next time you go to his show, tell him I said, what up? Hey girl, hey. But Miss Barry Manilow, you said the YouTube community is very oversaturated nowadays. Well, it's definitely oversaturated. But let me finish this thing with Barry Manilow, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, the posse's gonna get it first, Colette, because I need y'all to be real with me and be like, girl, this is too much or it's just right. Like, motherfucking go locks. But anyway, so what happened was, I said, bitch, I don't give a fuck about Barry Manilow, because why is he on every cover just because he's gay? That ain't even a big deal no more. Bitch, you are not an advocate for the gay girls. You are not a friend of us, because, bitch, you lived in secret when we needed you. So now that it's easy, I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, he's so brave. He's not brave. His career, whatever he was going to do, has already happened. In terms of the peak of his career is already gone. So it's not, to me, being brave is when there's a risk involved. When there is a risk involved. Now, I don't like Ellen, but at least what she did was, I would consider more to be brave than what Barry is doing, because when she did it, it wasn't accepted the way that it is now. So there was a risk. She ended up losing her show, or her show ended up getting canceled. All these different things happened. So to me, I feel like a bitch coming out at the last minute now that everybody is okay with something, or that it's widely accepted, how does that make him brave? You want to know what would have made him brave? Is when he was at the height of his career, he would have been like, girl, no shit, I'm gay. And I'm going to still create amazing music for you, bitch. But I am a queen. Or if he just made music that was ambiguous. Like, he wasn't singing to a man or a woman. Like, I don't fucking know. But even that, to me, is not you owning it. Oh my God. No shade, Quinn. Right now, that's the thing to do. The thing to be is a reaction. The reaction, I feel like it went from like skits to story time to now we're on to reactions, bitch. Who wasn't already speculating that? Right, Ashley, exactly. Girl, we all knew you was a queen. Every time you turn up, girl, you're smothered. And motherfucking formaldehyde and casket makeup, but yeah, you think we thought you was straight, girl? Like, what you want? We know you're gay. We knew you were gay. If you was in Vegas, who would you go to see? You wanna know what? I might go see, it's between Mariah I'll tell you what. It's between Mariah and J-Lo. Excuse me, I lied. It's between Mariah and Britney. Because for me, I feel like Mariah's vocals are getting better to where now she actually is starting to sound like something to a certain extent. So I feel like she's going to give me some of like her old vocals, like Legendary. Why I might go to Britney is because Britney has more songs that I like than Jennifer. Jennifer got some songs that I like, but she got like maybe like 5 songs that I like. She got Jenny from the Block. She got Waiting for Tonight. She got If You Had My Love. She got Love Don't Cost a Thing. Girl, I don't know what else she got. That's all she got for me. So I'm either going to, I feel like I would either go to Mariah or I'm going to Britney. Because I feel like J-Lo and Britney be lip singing, but at least with Britney, she got way more songs that I like than J-Lo got. Yeah, Britney brings the nostalgia at least. Yeah, Britney to me is going to bring me back to Hit Me Baby One More Time. She's going to bring me back. So let me tell you what's so funny. Me and my partner and I, we be debating on music. And I feel like I be knowing good music. Well, he knows good music too. Let me correct myself. He knows good music too. But I feel like I be more right than he be. Because there are times where I'll be like, that shit ain't gonna be a hit. That ain't no hit. All the songs that I think are hits end up being hits or should have been a hit if they had released it. All the songs that I think aren't gonna be hits typically are not the hits. So I'm more right than I'm wrong when it comes to me trying to guess what's going to be the hot song, typically. But I played for him the other day, Overprotected, Britney Spears, and he was like, oh, I hate this one. I said, bitch, girl, bye. I love you, girl, but you don't know good music. Now, if you don't like this one. Because this the one that I be in the bathroom to, jam to, bitch, like, what, how it go? Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, Protected. Like, I feel like, bitch, girl, Oh, girl, like stronger, bitch. Yes, bitch. Now I'm stronger. Yes, bitch. Come on through. Come on through, Britney. Britney's giving me more songs, bitch. She's giving me way more songs that I like. Now, Katy Perry, I have not heard the new one, Tony. The new Katy Perry track. But I heard that the reason the girls don't like her is because they use some type of, like, homophobic slur. Girl. I don't know. I gotta hear the song for myself to make a determination. You said we should do the humming challenge and guess. I'm a slave, girl. I'm a slave. Yes. Toxic. Like, bitch. What's that one song? Dung, 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 dung. Give Me More. Like, even Give Me More was good to me. Like, the video was a chop, but the song was cute to me. But, girl, oops, I did it again, bitch. Email my heart. Email my heart and say your love will stay alive forever. Felice wants to make an appearance. You want to say hello? Come on through. You okay, baby? Why are you looking all crazy? She acting like she want to come on. You want to say hello? Can y'all see her from this angle? Oh, there she goes. Yes. This is Mother Feliz. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. No quiero tenerlo herida. Just make that shit up, bitch. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, let me tell you something that I love to do after I've smoked. Now I know this is gonna be so weird and so random, but it's funny to me. Like, I'll literally sit here singing shit and I'll be cracking myself up, right? So, like, do you ever hear like an old Southern person say because? They be like, be calm. And so sometimes after I've smoked, I'll be singing a song and I'll be like, oh, it's all because, oh shit. I'll be like, it's because, it's all because. It's all because. Like, bitch, that should be. Felice is like, girl, yeah, she is definitely trying to, like, get up in here, girl. Come on through, Felice. Come on through. Her fur is so goddamn soft. Like, when I tell you soft, bitch, just naturally. Her fur is just naturally soft. Naturally. She's serving you silk chiffon. It's just like certain words make me laugh, like croissant. That makes me laugh when I say that. It's like when I start thinking about in my head, like, do y'all ever do that? Do y'all ever sit in bed and just make yourself laugh? You be looking crazy as fuck. But I do it all. I'll be in bed just thinking about shit. And then I start saying it out loud to see how it would sound if I said it. And then it makes me laugh. Like, it's hilarious to me. Like, I'd be like, it's all because. Oh, damn. She's like all up in there. Ciao. Okay, see, now she don't. Okay, but you gotta get down, baby. I love you. She is so sweet. You have no idea. Okay, I love you, but you gotta get down. Okay, is she giving you a sickening profile, girl? Get this slob off my face, girl. Yes, bitch, but I love it. I'll sit in bed. I'll be like, oh, can I have the fruit parfait, and the croissant? They be like, huh? In my mind, I'm playing this out in my mind. Like, I'm like, can I have the fruit parfait and the croissant? Like, it's so much it takes so much vocal, like you're trying to spit, like spit on someone. It's like like that's like such a funny word to me. That's like mayonnaise is another one. When you hear people say it like proper, it'd be like, can I get some mayonnaise? That's such an ugly word though, isn't it? Mayonnaise. That's an ugly fucking word. Yuck. Actually, it ain't funny. It's just gross. I hate that word. Mayonnaise. Yuck. I don't like that. It don't sound right to me. It sound like, what's another word that sounds ugly to me? I can't even think of it on the spot. You said it sounds proper until that one word. You said the thing is there are people who talk like that. That's what makes it funny to me when I imagine people saying, get over here. Well, why? Because I said so. Because. That's why. Like, I can see someone talking like that. It's all because. Like, I can see somebody saying that. Or singing it. Like, because. I can't take you when I'm high. Girl, listen, bitch. That's the reason why that video is fixing to be a turd. I'm gonna do an early release for y'all so that you can tell me whether or not it's too much. Because I did hit that bowl. Not the bowl. I always get it. I keep going between bowl, blunt, and bong, bitch. But because I do all three. But I did hit my bong. And bitch, I said, let me hit this bong. And then let's... You know what? You got to be careful with edibles. You've got to be careful with edibles. Okay, well, I'll put it on Patreon first and y'all let me know. Because it was showing her love. It wasn't to be shady in no way. And then I also said that, what if her being a schizophrenic... See, this is what I mean. What if being a schizophrenic is her, like, being a magician? Like, bitch, you have a power. But just because we don't understand that power, you feel crazy about it because you're like, I want to be normal. This shit is not normal. Because I'm the only one who can do this in my group of friends. So that's the reason why... Wait, what? Who the hell? Why is my friend texting me and calling me Steven? I must be missing something. Hold on one second. Girl, no, I'm about to wrap it up and then I'll text him back. I don't know what he's talking about. Edibles will have you leaving Earth on a mission to Mars. Girl, and then and the only good thing about that though is you'll be able to tell us if NASA's telling the goddamn truth. How about that? But yeah, edibles. I think that NASA, or excuse me, I think that edibles. Okay, let me tell you what I think about edibles. I think either you get a bad batch that don't really be working. The batch is super strong, but it takes a minute for it to kick in. So people will be thinking, oh, it ain't working. So they eat the whole fucking brownie. And that's when they go past Mars, past Pluto. And that's another thing real quick. Let me get back on this shit real quick about the Earth and shit and these scientists. How the fuck all of a sudden now they claim Pluto's not even a planet? See what I'm saying? See how they even just be changing shit randomly? Oh, well, we have determined that Pluto is just a moon. Girl, bye. Anyway, like I told you, bitch. Get back on point. So, yeah, them edibles will have your ass in orbit, lost in the fucking sauce, traveling directly towards a so-called black hole, bitch. Like, Yeah, you gotta wait a little while. Then she starts kicking and you start getting your life. But for me, I had another out-of-body experience after having smoked. Somebody asked me that. I don't remember who it was. Somebody asked me if I had gotten paranoid after smoking. I can't remember how they phrased the question, but I was asked something like that fairly recently, I believe. Fairly recently, somebody asked if I had experiences where I was paranoid after having smoked. And, you know what? I only had one bad experience, which was the one that I told you guys about. But I had another out-of-body experience that maybe could have gone bad, but I was prepared for it. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm prepared. And it took me. Where I need to go. But I didn't get as many answers as I wanted. But I did get the sense, you know what? Remember when I told y'all that I was outside and I couldn't put it into words and I was saying I felt like I was surrounded? That's kind of what I wanted answers to. Like, what was that energy? What was it? Like, what was it? And well, anyway, I didn't get my answer to that. I wanted to get answers to that. But I recently asked you if you believed in the men in black and if you encountered the... Okay. Do I believe in the men in black? yes and no. I don't believe they're literally like the movie, but I do believe there's probably an organization that their entire purpose is to make sure that the general population doesn't know that these beings exist and walk among us. That's their entire job. Now, what was the other question? Have the non-humans came to me again? They have not come to me again. I think the strangest thing that has happened since then was the glass exploding. What happened when I was out in the woods? That I can't even hardly explain. But I just know it felt strange. But that was it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, my love. See you, my love. Thank you so much for stopping in, my love. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, y'all add each other, and that way when we go on, we'll be able to do, you know, game night where we can do like Grand Theft Auto and just murk all the children. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all something before we close out. Let me tell y'all something with Anais the other night. Y'all know my other child, Anais, right? Who was raised under Tamaya, right? Yeah, of course y'all know her. Okay, let me just continue because I know y'all know who she is. Let me tell you what fucking happened yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? My partner, we were all in the room, all the girls, except for one of the cats. It was the two dogs and Anais. And I was holding Anais. And my partner was like, oh, it's a Facebook memory, a picture that he took of Anais, Tamaya, and I think it was myself. Is that what it was? Was it me, or did I take the picture of him? I can't remember who was in the picture, but I know it was Tamaya and Anais were in the picture, and then one of us were in the picture. And I was holding her. I was like cradling her because I like to pick her up because she's so light. She's such a tiny cat. But I pick her up and I like kiss her stomach and I, you know. And so anyway, he was like, oh, wouldn't it be, like, let's show her the picture to see if she remembers. Like as a joke. He wasn't being for real, but he flipped the phone to her. And first she was just looking at his hand because it was a moving object. But then she focused in on the picture. Like you could see her. That it was, he and I both saw this. Now this wasn't just me thinking it. He saw it too. We both saw her eyes zoom in on Tamaya. And then all of a sudden she got real uncomfortable. She started like trying to get up and she was making all kind of like sound effects. Like she saw it and was like, eh. And then she kept making sounds. She went to get down. She was uncomfortable. And then we looked at each other. He was like, did you see that? I was like, I sure did. And see, the difference between me and a lot of other girls, I don't try to convince myself I didn't see the shit that I know I saw. So when I saw that glass explode across my counter, bitch, it exploded. I know what I saw. Just then, when we both saw that, her looking at the photo, and she recognized it, and she recognized Tamaya, that wasn't our imagination. She saw that. She was perfectly fine until he flipped that camera around, and when she zoomed in and focused in on that picture, and started acting all like, put me down, I'm like that type of thing, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to convince myself that some shit that I just saw didn't happen. It just happened. I saw what happened. You saw what happened. See, that's the thing too. See, people will see some shit and be like, nah, this shit ain't real. I even though I just saw this shit in front of my face, it ain't happen. Ain't no way. How could that happen? There are some things that happen through our world that we cannot explain. That's it. We cannot explain it. And it's just that simple. Or maybe it can be explained, but I don't even think our minds are ready. I don't know if we're ready. Do you? Do you think we're ready? I don't know that we're ready. Realistically speaking, I mean, suppose we did find out that just beyond the wall, there literally was another planet with other continents that are 3 times the size of Africa. And that on that continent, they have flying reptiles like dragon-like, and they have people that are pinkish and greenish in skin tone. Could you wrap your mind around that? You think you could process that if you saw that? If you were able to travel there and see them face to face? I'll be like, wow, it's just crazy as fuck. I am not even ready to understand why I was born. Yeah, I think, like I told you, I'm telling you, like, and you want to know something else that I thought? This is another one of my theories that I was thinking while I was high. You ever see a bitch and you be feeling like, oh, I feel like I met you before, even before you speak to her? Well, one thing that I thought about was, we're literally all related. Now, what do I mean by that? There's only so many noses, eyes, mouths, hair types, all that shit. There's only so many. So, have you ever seen somebody and thought, you never see a person's face and think, oh, that's a totally different face. You know that you never think that, right? So, in other words, when you see a giraffe and when you see a rhino, you think, oh, they look totally different. Like, you know that. You think that. But when you see a black person or a white person, you know they look different to a certain extent. But when you look at that white person, you've seen that nose before. You've seen that eye before. You've seen that mouth. Like, you've seen my face before, but you've seen different parts of it on other people. So you may see a person that has my eyes, and you be feeling like, why do I feel like I know you, bitch? Because that person has my eyes. You see a person that has my nose. Why do I feel like I know you, bitch? Because they got my nose, and you know me. Don't get me wrong. I do think that there's some reincarnation in there, and I'm going to throw that in once I finish. But you see a mouth, and you be thinking, I know that mouth. Like, I've seen that mouth before. Oh, I've seen that body type. Oh, I've seen those type of breasts. I've seen that shape of butt, or that type of penis, or that type of arm, or hands, or fingers even. Like, it's like you be knowing. Like, it's all the same shit. See you, Ashley Gorgeous. I agree. And we're going to. You see, yeah, because there's only 10% of the ocean that has been explored. Yeah, these girls be lying. They be lying. But listen, I love you all down. We actually need to wrap this show up so I can get ready to hop in the shower and really get fresh the way I need to, so I can, go on about my day. But listen, I love you all so much. I really just want to thank you all for your continued support. I want to thank you for your open mind, because even in this conversation, it was fun for me. I love talking about this shit. Love it. Absolutely love it. But it's also fun because you guys allow me to go there and, kiki and whatever. But that's what makes this shit fun, right? Like, we're hearing different perspectives and different shit. Like, you're not... And one thing that I think, too, that I think is valuable in terms of our community here on this platform is that, again, you go to another TV show or you go to a TV show and you listen to them talk about something, you don't really know what they think. Because you don't know, it's so watered down and convoluted, like, okay, so was that a yes? Like, what do you really think? The thing that I love about on this show is whether you agree or disagree with me, at least you know what I think. There's no question about where I stand or how I feel on any given topic. And I think that I wish more people did that. But I think, and I understand why they don't. I understand it. Because when you're a person that thinks freely, you limit yourself. Because, you're a risk. Do we really put this man on TV and then he gets up there talking about how NASA's not real on national TV? Like, so I can see why they wouldn't want people like me on there. But, I mean, whatever happens with my career or doesn't happen, at least I know that I have y'all and we have this, and we can keep the conversation alive. What the truth is, who knows? But we can at least keep the conversation alive. So, that being said, I love you all so much. You already know the drill. You already know, don't you? Via Siblan and Jalita Galisan, the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby. That's all. There it is.